Sir, the PDAFRI investigation, you said you're holding exploratory talks with the camp of Janet Lim Napoles. Sir, what does exploratory talk exactly mean?
Well, actually, what I mean is that Attorney Stephen David, the lawyer of Janet Napoles, is informing me of the status of the case they are filing, of what they're going to do next. But of course, this is the call of the camp of Janet Lim Napoles. As of this morning, I asked Attorney David what's now the status of the case is going to file, and he told me that he is rushing the filing. And I also would like to inform you that one of the documents that Attorney David need in the filing of these cases are the General Appropriations Act, copies of the General Appropriations Act from the year 2009 to 2016. Kasi nandyan mo makikita specifically, to be exact, kung ano yung mga appropriation measures na ginamit dyan sa PDAF scam na yan. As of the other day, they already lent this GAA to Attorney David.
Sir, dun sa reinvestigation, the Napoles will be a private complainant, of course.
That is correct.
Sir, dun sa iko-complain niya ba, is it just going to be her NGOs, or is she gonna include other NGOs which transacted with other lawmakers?
Actually, I do not want to deal on the details because I don't want because it's going to be filed here, and the DOJ will be the one to resolve these cases. So I don't want to have any preconceived ideas or to prejudgment about these cases. So I will just wait for the filing of these cases, and when it's here, then we are going to file, perhaps to form perhaps a panel to investigate this.
Sir, you expressed intentions of studying whether Napoles could be admitted into the Witness Protection Program, the WPP, sir.
That's right. As a matter of fact, ang mga principal qualifications dyan is that unang-una, Janet Napoles, even without first filing a case before the DOJ or before anybody, could apply for protection under the Witness Protection Program. So once we evaluate this and we find that she is qualified, then they were going to put her under the Witness Protection Program. Now, going back to your question, would Napoles be qualified? Palaging binibigyan ko ng example dyan. Ang unang-unang pinakamahirap dyan is, sabi nila that Janet Lim Napoles is not qualified because he is supposed to be the brains of the PDAF scam. Ang sinasabi naman itong kampo ni Janet Lim Napoles that hindi maaaring siya maging brains kasi high school graduate lang siya. So somebody must have tutored or mentored her in this PDAF scam. So sabi kong ganyan, may dalawa palagi kong example na sinasabi dyan. As between two equally guilty persons, sino ang more guilty? Kasi before you could be admitted into the Witness Protection Program of the WPP, you must not appear to be the most guilty. Ngayon, kung halimbawa, dalawa yung accused. One is a government official and the other is a private person. Halimbawa, si Janet Napoles, the private person. The other is a public official. Now, lumalabas dun sa kanyang statement na siya'y tinuruan lamang. May nagkuhan sa kanya, parang mayroong nag-instigate sa kanya na eto, ganito ang gagawin natin. So, merong co-conspiracy. Merong conspiracy between them. So, my opinion on this that the public officer is more guilty than the private individual. Kasi unang-una, siguradong-sigurado na ginamit niya yung kanyang katungkulan. So, and under the revised penal code, yung pagiging public official niya is an aggravating circumstance, nagpapabigat ng kanyang kaso. So, all other things being equal, assuming that they're both equally guilty, pag pinagbagyang dumaan sa evaluation mo yan, ang opinion ko is that the public officer will be the more guilty as between the two.
Secretary, who's
Y-
the public officer?
Well, alam naman ninyo yun kung sino, sinasabi nung mga kampo ni Janet Napoles kung sino ang mentor niya. Ngayon, the other one is that
Can you
as
name
between,
him, sir?
sinasabi nung kunya, I think I've read it that it is Secretary Abad. Ngayon, may isa pa, no? As between two equally guilty individuals. One is the instigator and the other one yung gumawa. Halimbawa, merong taong dalawang nagkakutsaban na pumatay ng isang tao. Yung isa, patay mo si ganon, siya ang nag-instigate, siya ang nagsulsol, siya ang nagbayad, binayaran niya itong si hired killer, and then the hired killer implemented it, napatay niya. So as between the two, sino ang more guilty? Ang sabi ng Supreme Court, ang more guilty, yung instigator, yung nagsulsol, yung nagbayad. Kasi ang sabi ng Supreme Court, kung hindi mo binayaran, walang makukumit na crime.
So, kasali si Secretary Abad sa mga kakasuhan ng Napoles case?
Well, I don't want to go on that kasi prejudgment yan eh. Basta pag may nag-file sa amin dito, pag-aaralan namin dito, pag nag-file ng application si Janet Lim Napoles, hindi namin masasabing tatanggapin namin yan. Depende yan dun sa kanyang sasabihin, dun sa kanyang affidavit.
Sir, if ever she's admitted to the WPP, ano po yung mga privilege na maibibigay sa kanya? Kasi I think there is livelihood assistance, education for dependents, free hospitalization. What is the government willing to give Napoles under the WPP?
Kung lahat ng mga benefits under the Witness Protection Program na hindi inconsistent dun sa kanyang pagiging detention prisoner. Sapagkat, yun, I would like also to disabuse the mind of everybody. Now, once we use Janet Lim Napoles as state witness, na mapapawalang bisa na yung kanyang mga kaso na pending ngayon sa Ligang Bayan, hindi po. Tuloy-tuloy po yun ang pag-trial niyan. At kung siya'y makumbik dyan, makukumbik siya. Kasi yung bagong kasong ipafile niya, ay kailanman ay hindi makaka-apekto ng mga pending cases niya ngayon.
Sir, this talks of turning Janet Lim Napoles into a witness protection program witness and then the turning of the drug convicts as state witnesses. Sir, baka people are asking, why is the DOJ trusting people with questionable reputations? How would you answer
Well,
that?
parang sinabi mo yan eh. Doon nangyari yan sa loob ng bilangguan. Do you think that there are other witnesses na maaring mag-witness dyan? Siyempre, pag nangyari yan sa loob ng bilangguan, ang malamang na witnesses mo dyan, ay di yung mga bilanggo. Kung nangyari yan sa isang meeting ng isang country club, then ang magiging witness mo dyan ay yung mga country club members. Kung yan nangyari yan sa basketball court, ang malamang na witness mo dyan ay yung mga players o yung mga nanonood. So,
sir, in the case of Janet Napoles, you can't find anybody else who can be a credible witness?
isa yun sa mga kwan yun eh. Isa yun sa mga criteria na aming i-examinin. Ang nakalagay dyan is, you should not appear to be the most guilty. And secondly, there are no other witnesses that could testify on the aspect of the testimony of Janet Lim. In other words, if there are other witnesses who could testify on this testimony of Janet Lim Napoles, then Janet Lim Napoles will not be qualified. Kasi one of the conditions yun eh. Dapat wala nang ibang ebidensya o wala nang ibang testigo na makapagpatunay nung sinasabi ni Janet Lim Napoles.
But sir, we have Ben Hurluy. Isn't he enough at this point?
Well, I would not like to venture on that kasi sabi ko nga mag-advance ako eh. We will be prejudging or the case on how we are going to resolve it. So I'd better get it kasi yun naman kay Janet Lim Napoles, hindi naman lahat ng hindi naman lahat ng sasabihin niya mapapatunay ni Ben Hurley. So, yun ang gagawin natin.
Sir, when it comes to jurisdiction, if cases are going to be filed against high-ranking officials of the government, it's going to be the Office of the Ombudsman. Are you going to make a formal parang motion to attain jurisdiction, or susundin niyo po na itatransmit niyo sa Ombudsman when you're done with your findings?
No more. Actually, mayroon na kaming diyang memorandum of agreement with the Office of the Ombudsman. Kaya under that agreement, both the Department of Justice and the Ombudsman have concurrent jurisdiction to preliminarily hear these cases. In other words, pwedeng ang preliminary investigation would be done by the Ombudsman and pwedeng to be done by the DOJ. But once we finished with our investigation, then the Ombudsman having the primary jurisdiction over this case of plunder or any other, usually against public officials, then we are going to turn it over together with our findings. Kaya lang naman hindi namin nagawa yun. Hindi, ginawa din namin yun doon sa cases ni Secretary De Lima. But with respect to the violation of the comprehensive drugs, may very specific doon that the court with the jurisdiction is the RTC, not the Sandigan Bayan. So it's only when these public officials' cases will fall under the jurisdiction of the Sandigan Bayan would Ombudsman have the primary jurisdiction over the preliminary investigation of these cases.
So, sir, you recognize that the Ombudsman Conchito Carpio Morales would have the last say on the PDAF cases?
Well, yes and no. Yes, because we are going to turn it over to them for preliminary investigation, being the one with primary jurisdiction. But there is question here that under the Witness Protection Program, kami lang ang makaka-admit ng witness doon. So, I believe that once we name a certain individual as under the protection of the WPP coverage, the courts, andun nakalagay yun must respect it. So, once if ever a certain witness is determined to be under the protection of WPP, the courts, meaning to say including the Sandigan Bayan, must respect it.